Good day everybody, my name is John Quellerbetter from BHO2 MSET 2 Bachelor of Science in Accountancy. The topic that I'm assigned for is statistics, major field of statistics, the types of data, and measurement scales. The first thing that I'm going to tackle about is statistics. So what is statistics? Statistics is the science of conducting studies to collect, organize, summarize, analyze, and draw conclusion from the data. So why statistics is a science? It is a science because it has a systematic process where you cannot draw conclusion or where you cannot use formulas for computation without doing its process. And by doing its process, firstly we have to collect our data. In collecting our data, we have to be very careful because if there is something wrong about collecting our data, we cannot draw a valid conclusion of our data. After collecting our data, we will now be organizing it. Organize it in a useful form for summarization. And during summarization, we will be using our statistical tool to have our results or to have our data a good data set. And after making a good data set, we will now analyzing our data where we can have our results or we now can have our conclusion or we can now draw a valid conclusion of our data. In statistics, it is very important or in many different fields in the world. For example, it is very important in the field of business where statistics is very useful or essential in terms of business. Statistics is also used in the field of biology, architecture and engineering, and agriculture and many other fields. In statistics, we have two major fields of statistics. We have descriptive statistics and inferential statistics. First is descriptive statistics. So descriptive statistics is used to say something or describe a set of data or information collected, and it can also be represented with graphs. So the keyword here is to describe. In descriptive statistics, we have three major tools. We have measures of frequency, measures of central tendency, and measures of variation. In measures of frequency, we use the frequency percent, which will help us to know how frequent the situation happens in a certain period of time, or it will help us to know kung gaano kadalas nangyayari ang isang pangyayari in a certain period of time. Next is the measures of central tendency, which are mean, median, and mode, where mean is the sum of all values divided in the total number of values. Next is the median, which we only need to find the middle number on a ordered set, or hanapin na natin yung nasa gitna or nasa middle part of an ordered set. Next is the mode, which will be only finding the frequency value or kung anong value or kung anong number ang paulit-ulit sa isang ordered set. Lastly, we have the measures of variation. The measures of variation, which are, we have here the range, the variance, and the standard deviation. The measures of variation is a way to describe the distribution or dispersion of the data, or it will help us, or it will tell us how spread out your data is. The next statistics is the inferential statistics. Inferential statistics is used to say something about a larger group using information collected from a small part of the population. So it basically means that we uses a sample to say something about the population, or gumagamit tayo ng isang sample or a limited people to know or to say something about or to represent the population itself. In inferential statistics, we have two tools. we have hypothesis testing, and regression analysis. We are now finished with the statistics, and we will move on to the data, the types of data and measurement scales. Measurement is the process of assigning value to a variable. There are four levels four levels of scales of measurement. We have nominal level and ordinal level in categorical, and interval and ratio in numerical. First things first is we have to tackle about the nominal. Nominal level observation can be named without particular order or rankings imposed on the data. Words, letter, and even numbers are used to classify the data. In nominal level, we only need to care about the names. We don't need to care about the rankings or a particular order. For example, here is the gender. Gender is consists of male and female. We cannot tell that the male is higher or highest than female, or we cannot tell na mas mataas yung female kaysa sa male. Same goes with the blood types. We cannot tell, or hindi natin masasabi na ang isang blood type O ay mas mataas sa blood type B o sa blood type A. Also with our third example, the eye color, which are blue, brown, and black. And also with our fourth example, the cell phones, which we have here is the iPhone, Samsungs, and Oppos. And lastly, the transportation, we cannot say na mas mataas yung bus kaysa sa jeep, and yung jeep kaysa sa taxi. Now we'll move on to the second level, the ordinal level. Ordinal level describes ranking or order. The difference or ratio between two rankings may not always be the same. So in nominal level, we only need to take care about the names, but in ordinal level, we need to take care about the two, which are the names and the rankings. For example, here is the competition placement. And we know that in competition there is a winner and there is a loser. There is a champion which are to be followed with the first runner-up, the second runner-up, and third runner-up. We know that the champion is the top one, the first runner-up is the second one, and so on and so forth. So as you observe on our example, it has the name and it also has the rankings. Same goes with the second example, the levels of satisfaction. Example is if you watch a movie and if you want to critique the movie or to grade the movie, then you will be using the level of satisfaction. First, the number 1 is tantamount to very satisfied. The 2 is satisfied. 3 is unsatisfied, and 4 is very unsatisfied. Same goes with our third example, which is the economic status, having a high level status, medium level status, and low level status. Our fourth example here is the level of agreement, whether you are agree or neutral or disagree with a statement or with an article, or kung ano ang isang statement ng isang tao na narinig mo. And last na example for ordinal is the education level, which has here the elementary, junior high school, senior high school, and college. The third level is the interval level. Interval level indicates an actual amount or numerical, or it involves a number. The order and the difference between variables can be known. Its limitation is it has no true zero. For example, here is the temperature. On the PPT, we have here the 50 degrees, 30 degrees, 10 degrees, and negative 15 degrees. On the example, we can say that it has a name, it also has the number, it also has the ranking or the order, and it also has the number itself, and we can also tell that there is difference between the variables, where the difference between 50 degrees and 30 degrees is 20 degrees, the difference between 30 degrees and 10 degrees is 20 degrees, and the 10 degrees and the negative 15 degrees has also a difference between each other. So it says on the PPT that its limitation, it is as no true zero. So if you put 0 degrees on the first example, it doesn't mean that it doesn't get hotter, or it doesn't get colder. The temperature is, it doesn't mean na 0 is wala na siyang negative. So in temperature, there is a negative. So same goes with the second example. If you put 0 on the IQ level, it doesn't mean that wala ka nang nalalaman sa mundo or wala kang utak. Same goes with the time, and also with our fourth example, which is the date, and our fifth example, which is the credit ratings. Last but not the least, the fourth level. The ratio level, it has the same properties as the interval level. The order and the difference can be determined. Additionally, it has a true zero. So in ratio level, it has the same properties as interval level. But the only difference between the two is that the ratio level has a zero starting point. For example, here is the mass, where we have here the 80 kilograms, 50 kilograms, 20 kilograms, and 0 kilograms. 0 kilograms, it basically means that it has no weight at all, or wala siyang timbang, or walang bigat ang isang bagay at all. Same goes with the height. If your height is 0, then you don't have the height at all. Same goes with the length. If your length is 0, then you don't have the length at all. Same goes with the age. If your age is 0, so you're basically not born yet here in this world. And our fifth and last example for the ratio level is the number of employed staff, which we have here the 30, the 20, the 10, and the 0 employed staff. So 0, it means that it has no employed staff in the business at all. And to sum up all of this, and to conclude all of the types of data and measurement scale, we have here the levels of measurement. Nominal, we have here the named variables. Ordinal, we have the named plus ordered variables. Interval, we have here the named plus ordered, and we can also determine the difference between the variables. And lastly, the ratio, where we have here the named plus ordered, and we can also determine the difference between variables. And in ratio level, it has a true and absolute 0 starting point. That would be all for my report, and thank you.